So hi Dinx, from one cartoonish Christian creator to another, thank you. You've really inspired me to, do stuff more like this.
Oh, it's always great to be appreciated. So what's going on?
And I kind of want to talk about, like what you shared and stuff, because personally me, as someone who leans a little bit more forward, I have some disagreements, and I would love to hear, like, your response to this and what you think about this.
All right, shoot.
And for me personally, I want to talk about this both from a biblical perspective and also from a logical perspective. So talking about this from a biblical perspective, we have the verse of Ephesians 1 verse 4, which talks about how we as Christians were chosen before the foundations of the earth. And that's also one of the two passages in the Bible that specifically mentions predestination by name.
Yep, a wonderful passage.
The other one being Romans chapter 8. So if that is there, and that Bible verse is talking about how we were chosen before the foundations of the earth, which kind of said the fact that, hey, we were chosen, we were predestined to be chosen in this way.
Yep, we sure were. Keep going.
If you think about it logically, something happening that is good, and even if you know it's going to happen and it's going to be good, that doesn't take away the joy that can happen from doing that thing.
Very true. I know some very grateful Calvinists.
If I'm about to get a new video game, and I know I'm going to get a new video game, and I drive to the store myself to go get a video game, that doesn't mean that when I've got it, the emotion of joy doesn't go away. I'm still happy I got it, despite the fact that I knew I was going to get it.
Absolutely. Joy in the Lord.
And so I think it's the same way. It's like God knows who's going to be saved and who's not going to be saved. In fact, He ordained it. That doesn't mean that there isn't rejoicing or joy in heaven over sinners who repent.
Agreed. Jesus even said so himself. There's more rejoicing in heaven for one sinner that repents than for one righteous person who just stays righteous.
And I mean, even we also have to consider that there's more than just God in heaven, right? Lots of people who don't have the foreknowledge and don't have that ordaining power of God and stuff, who are probably rejoicing over these sinners, repenting and stuff.
Agreed.
So, that's personally what I think. Let me know what you think, honestly. I'd be willing to hear just like your thoughts on this, because, this doesn't come from a place of me being like higher than you or anything again.
Oh, I can tell, and I appreciate that.
I really do respect you, Dinx. You're awesome, and seeing your content a lot has made me want to do more stuff like this. And so, thank you for being an inspiration, and yeah, just let me know what you think. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. So I think what you're trying to get to is my view on predestination. And so I look at Romans 8:29 because it's a great formula. It says, those whom He foreknew, He predestined to be conformed to the image of His Son, which means that He knew who you were ahead of time and then set up the plan for you to be saved. So I don't have a problem believing in simultaneous free will and God's full authority and omnipotence. I believe it can all coexist very easily because of His foreknowledge. He's outside time. He experiences all time simultaneously, which means He's watching your birth and your death and your decisions all at the same time. And so even if He goes back and tells you ahead of time, He knows because He's still watching you make that decision. So God, knowing all possible outcomes and exactly what you're doing when you're doing it, He knows how to set up the plan so that you, who He knew would say yes, will say yes, has the opportunity to say yes. Otherwise, there would actually not be a drawing to Jesus. Jesus said, no one comes to me unless the Father draws them. That there's an active process there. So God knows the outcome. That's why He draws. Now, you're welcome to disagree with me, but that's how I view it. Hope it helps.